Hi everyone, hope we're all doing well. So today we're going to be breaking down volatility 25 1S. There are two. There's volatility 25 1S and volatility 25. Okay. So we are looking at 25 1S. Okay. So remember, in the first video or two videos, I told you that you have to have 3 time frames. So in this particular video, we're going to look at weekly, daily, and H4, meaning that our entry will be in H1 and minute H1 and then minute 30. Okay, so these are the sequences of our time frames: weekly for our direction, daily for the first structure, H for the second structure. Then we shall be looking for entries in H1 and minute 30. You can refine, of course, here to minute 30. Here you can refine in minute 15 and minute 5. Okay, so these are the sequences of this breakdown. Okay, the time frames we're going to be using. So starting from the weekly time frame, for the purposes of understanding, in case it's your first time watching any of our videos, if you look at how the market was moving here, you clearly observe that the market was making an uptrend. Okay, if you observe from here, we made an uptrend like this. We're making higher highs. You see this high here, this high. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, you can see this. These are higher highs and higher lows. These are higher highs and higher lows like this. Okay. Then what I'm marking are what we call key levels. Why am I marking these particular levels? Because this was the last lower high that the market broke above. Okay, we broke above it here, then we came back and tested it. Okay, 2 times here to make double bottoms. We broke above here, we tested it 2 times to make this double bottom. We broke above it, we came and tested. So if you notice, I'm only marking the levels that did test the key levels. Okay, the levels that are making the retest. For example, this one gave us this retest, so I'll mark it here like this. Okay, so what do we have here again? We have a break, then we have a push down to test it once, 2 times, 3 times, of almost a false breakout here, but we tested it again. So meaning also we have to mark this area here as a level that is a key level that tested. So to make our chart very clean, I'm just going to work with this. I'm just going to delete this. So I'm just going to add one. Let's say this one here. Okay, this one here. But also one thing you can observe, we clearly have a hidden structure here. Okay, so I'm also going to have to mark that. So I'm just going to use a line. Let me just change it. Okay, let me just leave it black. So we have this area here. Okay, here. Of course, sometimes, why am I marking this? Sometimes this, because they're all testing. See this one, this high tested here, this one tested here, and this one also tested. So since they're all key levels, depending on the strength or the momentum of the movement coming to retest, we expect the market to come and test this. But if you've observed sometimes, especially with synthetics, also normal markets do it, but especially with synthetics, if there are many key levels in one area, depending on the momentum, the upper one may make the price fail to reach down. Okay, but nevertheless, we have rules that we consider to know that this is going to reach or not to reach. Okay, so there's no need to panic. Your role is just to mark it and wait and see how price reacts on that. So these are our levels that we have marked starting from our direction time frame. So from direction, what do we see? We can clearly observe that we're in an uptrend: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we need another pullback into this area here, either these black levels or that. But also let's add on this, the high that if you want, you can put it. If you don't want, you can wait for the high that will test that. Also, some people may say that also this high, since it did that, we can mark it. For those who trade pullbacks, you can mark it because it was a high that gave us that. So pullback people would be taking trades from here because it's a key level to come back to this level here. Okay, but of course, I'm making the breakdown after it has already happened. Let's go to the first structure time frame. What's the first structure that we are seeing? What do I mean by structure? The structure that we trade are shapes. We trade shapes, and the shapes, we do have W's, we do have M's, we do have head and shoulders, we do have inverse head and shoulders. Okay, then we also trade impulses. Now, one of the issues that we are seeing here is an impulse. The market rallied from here up to here when sellers came in, breaking this turning point, breaking this turning point, breaking this key level, or even breaking this key level. So meaning that we have an impulsive move. Whenever you have an impulsive move, meaning that we have a confluence to be brought in, or what we call a Fibonacci. So if you bring in a fib, remember we want it to come and test between 38 and 60. As long as we don't break it, and what we observe is exactly in our key areas. Our key areas are here. So meaning we want price to come and at least test this key area. Another thing that also we can observe is that the market is giving us a very good back What do I mean by a very good pullback? You can see strong push, and we are making lower low, a very weak trend, okay, but a very nice trend that we can clearly see, okay. So we need to see this until the market makes and stops making that and makes higher lows, and then we start trending upwards. Always our first target is the high that the market made, okay. The moment we tap here is when we switch to that. So our first structure agrees with the direction that we have, that we are trending upwards, but currently we're having a pullback. Now someone may say, what if I trade intraday? Intraday, you can utilize these pullbacks, okay. And I recommend always, if you want to trade pullbacks, at least you should be a bit experienced. If you're not very experienced, or you've traded for some time, I do not recommend pullbacks, okay. So for example, people want to trade pullbacks, like people want to trade this push down, the trades from here, target this area here, okay. So we are targeting this area here. So, but personally, what I want, but of course the market will do what you want. If it can come, touch here, react a bit, then come and touch down here, then maybe we can create double bottoms and break above, and then we start trading upwards to target this high here, okay? It's what I want to see in this structure here. But if you're trading that, you can clearly wait for since today you've already missed, you can wait for the market to break below, okay? Here on the retest of this area here, then we target this blue level here, okay. So that's how you can trade the short-term movements, and if you trade pullbacks. Now let's go also to the last structure and we see if it agrees. Now the last structure also agrees with this movement, okay. Remember, we are targeting this area here and also this one here. So if we can push down, like we break down and come back and test here, and we push it will be okay. So meaning all the three time frames are speaking the same thing. Now if you want to get in here, you can also mark this, because it will align perfectly with the daily structure. If you go to daily, this is the whole area like this, just that we shall have zeroed it a little bit down. So we shall be waiting for, if we want to the pullback to come and touch these areas or this area here, let it first break below. Then on a pullback, you can take this sell to finish that. That's if you've been trading for some time and you have some experience. If you don't have that, kindly wait for the price to touch this black area and this blue area, then we can switch to our entry time frame that we mentioned when we're starting the video. What entry time frames did we mention? We mentioned H1. And the beauty of it I'm seeing is that the market is trending very perfectly. We are making, you can see this, we're making lower lows, lower highs. If we can make a new low, we come and make a new lower like that, okay. Now the moment we stop making this and we start making higher lows, that's when we shall start taking our buys into this area here. Now alternatively, if you get the structure in H4 also, like mentioned, you can use min at 30. Also, if you see min at 30, it's the same thing. We're making lower lows and lower highs. You can see these are lower highs and lower lows, okay. So it means that we're on a downtrend, okay. This is a downtrend. Now, how do you know a downtrend has stopped? When we stop making lower lows and maybe we make higher lows or equal lows, then we start making higher highs and all that. So if we break above here on a pullback, okay, after us touching a key level, we won't touch this key level. You can see we didn't touch it here. Also still won't touch it here. We press first touch the key level. Never ever take a trade before tapping in a key level. The key levels, where do we get them from? From our time frame that we choose. For example, we chose weekly for direction, daily for the first structure, and H4 for the second structure. First structure, second structure. If the levels you've marked here are what we call key levels. So if price has not touched here, we are not interested in that trade, okay. So if you trade volatility 25-1S, this is what you can be looking out for. We still don't have an entry yet because we missed this drop down here today, because I'm just making the breakdown right now. We could have taken this targeting this. Now, how do you utilize it? If we break below, when I pull back to this area, then you can finish up with this movement. Now, those who are waiting for the continuation, if you're waiting for the continuation, you can wait for the market to invalidate the downtrend and we start making higher highs and higher lows. Then we can be able to start looking for buys, okay? So this is our approach to synthetics. Any type of synthetics, you can see the previous videos that I've made, they are the same, okay? So if you trade it, I hope you can utilize this and also remind yourself on what we have been learning on the other channel. Do not forget to subscribe and like. Have a great day.